So we mentioned previously, Christian Combs, Diddy's son, dropped new music, produced by Kanye West.
Hey.
It is a project called Never Stop. We have a few songs off of the project. Let's take a listen to Diddy Free.
Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today, we've got a hot topic that's been burning up the music. Sing Christian Combs, aka King Combs. Diddy's son has just dropped his brand new music project. And guess who's behind the production? Kanye West. That's right, King Combs has teamed up with Yeezy to deliver a new sound to the world with his latest project, Never Stop. And, oh, the timing couldn't be more intriguing. But that's not all. We've got a whole drama happening on the sidelines, as T-Pain has thrown some serious shade at Drake, sparking a heated online exchange between the two. Let's dive into the full scoop, starting with the Never Stop project. We'll break down the tracks, the potential controversy surrounding it, and why some people think it's a bad move right now. Plus, we'll talk about the beef brewing between T-Pain and Drake, which is causing ripples across social media and even involving some other big names like Offset. Stick around because this one's packed with twists and turns. First up, let's talk about King Combs. He's finally stepped into the spotlight with his own project, Never Stop. The album was produced by Kanye West and showcases a new chapter for the 25-year-old artist who's trying to carve his own path in the music industry. Now we know him as Diddy's son. But King Combs is bringing his own style to the game. And Kanye's production is definitely the standout feature here. Title of the album itself is pretty bold, Never Stop. It's a message of persistence, resilience, and defiance. The opening track, Diddy Free, is a clear anthem of self-empowerment, with King Combs rapping about overcoming adversity and standing tall despite the odds. Here's a snippet from the track. Music, look, they try to play the victim. Outspoken, I ain't keeping W's in the chat, we're gonna win. See you winning though? Popping out, head still spinning. $1 million smile got them grilling me. They be taking shots, but they can't trigger me. Sounds like a young man declaring his independence, right? But here's where things get a bit controversial. Let's be real for a second. This album drops at a very interesting time. We know that Diddy, King Combs' father, is currently in the middle of a highly publicized trial. The media is all over it, and it's an emotional, stressful situation for the Combs family. So, while the album itself is solid and the production is top-notch, some critics are questioning the timing. Is it really the right moment for King Combs to drop an album when his dad's legal troubles are dominating the headlines? Do you see? The album's title, Never Stop, feels a little tone-deaf when you consider the ongoing legal issues Diddy is facing. The album focuses on themes of survival and not letting anything hold you back. But some feel like using his dad's legal battle as marketing feels exploitative. And that's a sentiment that's gaining traction online. It's hard to ignore the emotional element of this situation. King Combs is clearly defending his family and standing by his father during this difficult time. You can hear it in the lyrics where he mentions the pressure of being under public scrutiny. In Diddy Free, there's a line that speaks to this. Struggle. They try to dirt the image, sitting, digging down. I still don't. It's raw, and it's real. You can feel the frustration in his voice. But the question remains, is this a way of processing his emotions? Or is he strategically using his dad's legal battle to promote his music? There's another track on the album, People Like Me, where King Combs talks about his family and the challenges they face together. The lyrics reflect a personal side of him that's rarely seen. Take a listen. Music, I pray. Lord, don't turn your back on my family like these rap boys. You can point your middle finger and say, that boys. This song is less about his dad's trial and more about the struggles he faces growing up in the spotlight as part of the Combs family. It's relatable, it's emotional, and it connects with a lot of people who understand what it's like to feel overlooked or misunderstood. However, despite the heart behind these tracks, some are still saying the album's timing is off. When your dad is in the midst of a legal battle, maybe it's not the best time to release a project filled with defiant anthems. And that's where the backlash comes in. Critics are saying that King Combs should have waited for a better time, as his album could easily be overshadowed by the drama surrounding his dad. Now, let's talk about the next big headline that's shaking things up in the music world. T-Pain and Drake. The drama started when T-Pain appeared on the Crash Dummies podcast about 8 days ago, where he was asked about Drake's decision to retire from music. T-Pain revealed that he learned a valuable lesson from Drake's words about gracefully bowing out before people tire of you. Here's what he said. Drake said he wanted to be one of those people who gracefully bowed out and not get kicked out. But he's not doing that. Instead, he keeps dropping album after album, and that's not what he said he wanted to do. Now, it's important to note that T-Pain wasn't saying anything malicious. He was simply reflecting on something Drake had said in the past and how he thought the rapper's actions weren't lining up with his words. But that didn't sit well with Drake. Drake caught wind of this interview and responded in his usual cryptic, low-key fashion. On social media, he wrote, "This guy has always had resentment for me. You can hear it every time he speaks on my name." That, of course, lit a fire under the conversation. Drake's fans flooded social media, accusing T-Pain of hating on the Toronto rapper, but T-Pain wasn't backing down. He clarified that he wasn't hating on Drake's career, but merely commenting on the industry and the pressures that come with it. Still, Drake wasn't having it, and it quickly became a back and forth that escalated across blogs and social media platforms to add fuel to the fire. Offset also jumped into the conversation. He tweeted, the boy, gonna change. Hating on a grown man who's doing better than all of you is just ridiculous." Here, Offset is clearly siding with Drake, calling out T-Pain for what he perceives as unnecessary hate. This is where things get even messier, because now you've got the entire internet divided between the two camps. But T-Pain didn't just attack Drake for no reason. In the full interview, T-Pain shared that he understood the struggle of being constantly in the limelight and how it can wear you down. Said, "I'm not saying I'm going to stop making music, but I'm done with the whole album rollout process. It's not worth it. The mental strain, the pressure. I'm not willing to risk my mental health for that." This is something a lot of artists can relate to. The pressure to constantly put out new music, promote it, do interviews, and perform it. A lot. T-Pain's decision to step back and focus on his mental health is a statement, especially for younger artists in the industry. Now, as we all know, these public spats usually get picked up by the media and go viral. On one hand, you've got T-Pain, who's simply reflecting on his own experiences and giving advice to other artists. And on the other hand, you've got Drake, who's known for his competitive spirit and isn't afraid to throw shots back when he feels disrespected. But what about the fans? Well, they're divided. Some are supporting T-Pain for speaking his truth, while others are backing Drake, arguing that he's still one of the most influential artists in the world and doesn't need to bow out anytime soon. So where does that leave us? Well, the drama between T-Pain and Drake is far from over, whether it's personal resentment or genuine concern. The fact is, these two are at odds, and the media is loving every second of it. As for King Combs, his Never Stop album is getting mixed reviews, with some fans loving the beats and the message, while others feel the timing is off. But one thing's for sure, both King Combs and T-Pain are putting themselves out there in a big way. The big takeaway here? Timing and transparency are everything in the music industry. While it's important to express yourself authentically, sometimes the timing of your message can make or break your impact. Whether it's King Combs' album or T-Pain's thoughts on Drake, the timing and how these stories are framed in the public eye are crucial. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with all the latest celebrity news and music industry drama. Until next time, peace.